Hi, welcome to Joyful Abundance Happiness podcast. Today's podcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, April 2021. Did a little bit more research on it and figured out that there are two organizations that help to promote awareness and prevention of the sexual violence. They are RAINN, which is the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, and CDC, Center of Disease Control. They also take part in it, / violence prevention. So, why is it very important and why is it I think it's very necessary it's because according to the rain.org in the website statistics, it says that everyone is affected by sexual violence. Every 73 seconds, another American is sexually assaulted. So 1 out of every 6 women has been the victim of an attempted or completed rape in her lifetime. 14.8% completed and 2.8% attempted. So and about 3% of American men, 1 in 33, have experienced an attempted or committed rape in their lifetime. It is a big case. Well, so today's topic, I want to talk about the rape myths and realities. The following are some of the long-held misconceptions about rape that serve to blame the victim and to perpetuate attitudes that encourage the perpetrators. This is the articles that I did research and I found on wol.jdofu.org. Article is from G3/8 pp.325. And okay, there are some 6 myths. I might have a video part 2. So myth number 1 is that rape happens only when a woman is attacked by a stranger. But the fact is the majority of women who are raped are assaulted by someone they know and had trusted. One study found out that 84% of victims knew their attackers, and the 50% of the rapes happened on dates. 1 out of 7 married women will be raped, by the way. Alright, so 1 out of 7 married women will be raped by her own husband. There's a footnote. There it reads that marital rape occurs when a husband overpowers his wife and forces himself on her sexually. So some husbands may believe that the authority the Apostle Paul says a man has over his wife's body is absolute. However, Paul also stated that husbands ought to be loving their wives as their own bodies. So the Apostle Peter states that husbands should assign wives honor as to a weaker vessel, the feminine one, that leaves no room for violence or forced sex. The scriptures related are 1 Corinthians 7:3-5, Ephesians 5:25, 28, 29, 1 Peter 3:7, Colossians 3:5-6, 1 Thessalonians 4:3-7. So, right, this is the article that I read from the Jehovah's Witnesses website online library. I just do research on any topic on that library, so I think it is very helpful. So, okay, that is the first myth. And the second myth, and I'm back to the paragraph after I read out the footnote. It says, rapes are violent and emotionally traumatic, whether the attacker is a stranger, a spouse, or a date. Alright, so second myth is that it's rape only if a woman afterward shows evidence of resistance, such as bruises. Fact: whether they physically resisted or not, few women show visible evidence, such as bruises or cuts. Myth number 3. A rape victim bears part of the blame unless she actively resists. So the fact, this is very long. Rape by definition takes place when force or the threat of the force is to gain sexual penetration of any kind whatsoever against a person's will. So it is the rapist's use of force against an unwilling victim that makes him a rapist. So thus, a rape victim is not guilty of fornication. Like an incest victim, she may be forced to submit to an act she doesn't want because of the perceived power held over her by another person. When a woman is forced to submit to a rapist out of terror or disorientation, it does not mean that she consents to the act. Consent is based on choice, without threat, and is active, not passive. So I talked about myth number 1, 2, and 3. Now myth number 4. Rape is an act of passion. The fact: rape is an act of violence. Men rape not solely for sex, but to feel power over another person. So there's a small asterisk. So let me read. It says, the footnote: the crime is not about the act of sex, but rather the sexual act is the tool that the perpetrator uses to commit a violent crime. Wanda Case Robinson, Division Chief, Sexual Offense Unit, Baltimore City, Maryland. So that myth number 5, it is: a woman can tease or lead a man onto the point that he can no longer control his sexual urges. Fact: men who rape do not have a stronger sex drive than other men have. Rather, 1/3 of all rapists were unable to complete the sex act. In most cases, rapes are planned acts, not spontaneous urges. Both stranger and acquaintance rapists usually set up their victims. The strangers by stalking the victim until she is alone, the acquaintance by arranging a situation where she is isolated. Right. Myth number 6. Women lie about rape to get a revenge on a man or because they feel guilty about having sex. Wow. So myth number 6. Women lie about rape to get revenge on a man or because they feel guilty about having sex. The fact, it is the false reports of rape occur at the same rate as of any other violent crime. 2%, just 2%. On the other hand, researchers agree that the rape is grossly underreported. Guys, that's a fact, okay? Stop blaming victims. And the last fact of the rape myths and facts. The last myth number 7, it is: a woman can ask to be raped by wearing provocative clothing, drinking alcohol, letting a man pay her way, or going to his home. The fact: using bad judgment, being naive or ignorant. does not mean a whole woman deserves to be raped. Rapists bear sole responsibility for the rape. So, yeah, that was the last myth and last fact, I just hope that the society, stop blaming the victim who has been survivor of the sexual assault and sexual violence and crimes like rape and everything. Stop judging them, stop criticizing the victims and making fun of them, their lives. And, take and rape her second time, rape her by saying and blaming her for her mistakes or telling, oh, you wanted it, and that way it's not gonna help the victim. Instead, it's just going to rape a victim second time, and it's going to make the rapist or the perpetrator feel powerful. They feel like they had done no wrong, they were doing something right, so they feel even support to continue doing whatever they want. So that's not good. And then there's no lady's gonna be safe, no woman, no, not anybody. Even men can suffer in this situation, so the community won't be safe. So the month of being a happiness hero involves on doing something for the community, making a community happier and safer place. So let's spread awareness and prevent the sexual violence, guys. Thank you for watching.